Yo, this is the Scarcity Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And our sponsors at Alpha Claims and Hire Birmingham, the leading and best accident management company. Get a replacement car anywhere in 1 hour.
They wanna ride my wave, they can never ride my wave, cause we ain't the same. Wanna act like my mates, but they ain't nothing like my mates. We ain't playing no games, can't walk in my shoes, they couldn't even tie my lace, cause we're setting that pace.
I really appreciate you joining me, and I hope that everybody had a very good new year and they're on track to be very productive in 2020. Whatever it is you've got planned, I wish you all the best of it. Everyone from all walks of life are welcome to comment, interact and give feedback on the channel. And with stories that we cover in the major cities like London and Birmingham and Manchester, the smaller cities often get ignored by the media. In the small city Coventry, just next to Birmingham, it's in the West Midlands. In this case, within 2 days, on the 27th and 28th of December last year, 3 shootings occurred in Coventry. One man was shot in the head in a suspected drive-by and another teenager was shot in the shoulder. The third shooting, nobody was injured. It was still a firearm used on the streets of Coventry. It says that 2 men have been arrested on suspicion of attempted murder following 3 separate shootings in Coventry. The men aged 22 and 19 were arrested by police on Corporation Street in the city centre in the early hours of the morning on December the 29th. They are currently in custody at the time of the article. Police were called to reports of a man being shot in Watcombe Road in Henley Green area of the city just before 6:30 on Friday night on the December the 27th. The 23-year-old was taken to hospital with shotgun injuries to the head which were not thought to be life-threatening. So from that basis you can assume that he caught a pellet. Shortly after that, a 16-year-old was taken to hospital with injuries to his shoulder which are thought to not be life-threatening either. It is believed he was walking on a Hillmorton Road in Woodend just after 7:30 when a car drove past and fired shots at him in a similar drive-by shooting. A further incident occurred on the 28th of December on the Saturday at 11 PM where shots were fired at a house in Potters Green, and I had somebody inbox me from the local area saying that their brother was playing a couple of yards away from where one of these shootings actually happened. And it just goes to show people in Coventry are on edge. So I urge anybody involved in anything in Coventry to just please think seriously about the consequences and the effect it's going to have on the people in your community and also your families. Whatever the trouble is, whatever the drama is, to bring a gun and try and take somebody's life escalates it to another situation completely. So I'm definitely going to keep you updated on anything that goes on with them 3 shootings and also the 2 men that are in custody at the moment. And when I say that Coventry is heavily slept on during the research for this story, I read about this story Ben Wiley and Ryan Hobday from the Tolls Hill area of Coventry. They was wanted at the end of 2018 for 2 murders. Detectives believe 2 men wanted in connection with a double murder may also have been killed themselves. So this shows the serious nature of the criminal gang culture in Coventry, where 2 men are wanted for murders and the police believe they're so heavily involved in crime that they too may have been killed. They were wanted for the fatal shooting of Daniel Shaw and the suspected murder of a father of 3 called Johnny Robbins. Mr. Shaw was 28 and he was found dead in Toll Hill, Coventry on the 25th of March, and Mr. Robbins, who is 33, vanished from the same area just 4 days later. He's thought to have been kidnapped and taken to Mr. Shaw's house, where he was tortured and killed, but his body has never been found. Wiley and Hobday, both 29, have not been seen since the West Midlands Police launched the inquiry. The force has said they were focusing on proof of life inquiries and they are believed to be linked to a criminal gang in the area. I'm not going to name the gang currently due to the fact they haven't stated the gang. I know a few gangs in the area, but at the same time, unless it's in public domain information, I'm not going to reiterate it at the moment. And then with that story, that escalated. A few months later, they found one of the men that they wanted in Spain. They didn't say who it was one of the 2 lads clearly, but they didn't say which one, and they arrested him in Spain. He was released on bail, so clearly they didn't have enough evidence to be able to keep him in custody or to charge him with the murder of Mr. Robbins or Mr. Shaw in Coventry in 2018. And that is the last thing that I've seen about this story. Like literally, there was just on bail, there was no charges, no case that I've seen so far. But I'm just trying to highlight the serious nature that is going on in Coventry and how these smaller towns can still escalate into gang wars just as easily. So when I send my condolences to the family of Mr. Shaw and also Mr. Robbins, And it must be really hard to never find the body of somebody that you care about. As we learnt recently in the story of Mohammed Shah, whose bones were found in a wood in Beaconsfield very recently. He had been missing since May, and that is in the Hounslow area of London. Because sometimes people never get returned to their family, people never know what actually happened. Be very careful of the decisions that are going to affect the rest of your life. So I really appreciate you joining me today. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Leave some feedback in the comment section as well. I'll get back to as many people as possible. Thank you. Peace.